Hello, welcome to Cat's Love. Welcome to the finale of this year's paranormal investigation. Today we're going all out with the folklore. This year has been themed around folklore. The first episode was about the demon cat of the Killikee in Ireland. The second episode was about cat yokais in the Asian culture. Then there's this episode, and today we're talking about it all. Today we're uncovering some famous cat folklore from all around the world, specifically their curse. Let's get into it, starting with Scotland, where they believe in a creature named the Cat Sith. No, we're not talking about the Star Wars Sith. In fact, it's actually pronounced the Cat She. And this cat can lead to way worse things. Starting with the Celtic mythology and blending in with the Scottish mythology over the centuries. The Cat She is known to be connected to the land, being spiritually connected to nature. This being has powers. One belief is that it's a witch, and that it has the ability to transform into a black cat 9 times. In fact, the whole thing about cats having 9 lives could have possibly originated from this. Anyways, the Cat She is known to be like a fairy-like creature. There's a festival called Samhain. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. This event is a particularly active time for the Cat She, and during this event the line between the living and the afterlife gets thin, allowing the Cat She to cross and roam the world. And due to people's superstition, they often leave trays of milk out for it. They would do this to try to bribe the cat to not curse them. Now, if a family were to get cursed, their cows would stop producing milk, which back in that time would be detrimental. In fact, there was a whole funeral custom made just in fear of this being, named Feel Fadalach, which is Scottish Gaelic for late wake. This is where the recently deceased person would have to be watched day and night to prevent the Cat She from taking it before the gods can. People would play music and games and avoid lighting fires near the recently deceased to distract it. It is said that when people are watching, it would walk on all 4s, but when nobody's watching, it would walk on its hind legs. Anyway, this fairy is an all-black cat with a little pouch of white on its stomach. This folklore has fueled many cat stereotypes, like that they have 9 lives, of course, and the whole black cats have magic stuff, and that they're bad luck, and their ties with Halloween. Now let's do a quick New England story. One night, a farmer was walking home in rural Vermont when he saw something strange. 9 black cats carrying a coffin draped in velvet walking down the road, which in itself was a weird sight. What made it terrifying was when one of the black cats turned around and spoke to the man. Tell Tim Toldrum that Tim Toldrum is dead. The farmer, jaw dropped in shock, didn't say anything as the cats walked into the dark. When he got home, he greeted his wife, and his cat was sleeping by the fireplace, nothing unusual about it. He then explained to his wife what he saw, quoting what the cat said. Then his cat quickly opened its eyes and stood on its hind legs. Tim Toldrum is dead? I'm the king of all cats, it shouted as it flew up the chimney, never to be seen again. It's an old folktale in the New England area derived from the UK and Ireland, and there's many versions of it as well. There's another story just like this, instead it's a children's song, that pretty much has the same theme. This time a witch comes down the chimney disguised as a black cat, but in this story the ones around the fireplace get deathly sick and die, having a much darker end than the previous story. Now, we've talked about cat curses from North America, Europe, Asia, but what about the other parts of the world? Africa and Oceania didn't get a lot in the spotlight due to the fact that Africans basically believe in the same black cats equals bad luck and witches and that type of stuff, due to the West spreading that belief. And Oceania just simply doesn't have a lot of stuff around cats and their folklore to begin with. But there's one continent I haven't talked about yet, South America. South America, in my personal opinion, has the coolest folklore. And it's a shame that we're only now beginning to talk about it. But let's talk about Brazil's folklore, the Mostra Gato. It's known to be a cat, large in size, about the size of a dog. It's known to roam the rural areas of Brazil. It's said to have a precious stone. If taken, then the individual can be cursed with bad fortune for the rest of their lives, blindness, and even insanity. But if you're genuinely nice to the Mostra Gato, then your whole family can be granted good fortune for the rest of their lives. Heck, it may even offer you its precious stone. Also, you may have noticed, but Brazil's folklore is basically a twist on the Cheshire cat. In fact, Mostra Gato is basically somewhat related to Cheshire cat in English. The English version typically features a more trickster being, while the Brazil one is be good or be blind. Anyways, let's talk about Argentina's folklore. Argentina's is the coolest in my opinion, apart from the cat yokai in Asia. Argentina's folklore features the hombre gato. Anyway, the Hombre Gato is basically a cat man. This being, or should I say monster, is a shapeshifter that usually takes its form as a very tall and human-like cat. It roams the rural parts of the countries and feeds on animals and, of course, people. This is basically a cat version of a werewolf, all black with glowing eyes, being able to shapeshift into a human. Some stories say it will lead lost travelers to their doom, and others say staring into its eyes will paralyze you with a sense of helplessness. Some say that a witch had cursed a man to wear the skin of a predator cat for all eternity. Either way, you don't want to come into contact with any of these. Anyways, thanks for watching. This is the finale of this year's Paranormal Investigation series. I hope you enjoyed it. It was all folklore. Anyway, I found this little, statue of a cat with a jewel in it, and, I heard a rumor say that if I stole it, then a random, killer would come chase after me, but that's just a rumor. That's just a theory. That's folklore. But I could probably auction this off for a lot. I hope you enjoyed this series. This has been Cat's Love. I'll see you next time. I wonder how much I could sell this for. Oh, I think this is where I got the cat from. If any of you are watching this, don't take this cat. It is cursed. So much bad stuff has happened over the last couple days. I've been chased by a demon. I don't know what it is. It has an axe and it's trying to kill me.